Rams and Cards take on each other in a Monday Night Football matchup to see who's got to travel to Tampa Bay and take on Tommy B. J.J. Watt's all the way back. He put together a hell of a hype video this morning. Yeah. Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury. Now we get a chance to see how they perform whenever it's super wild card weekend and a lot is on the line. Will Matthew Stafford be able to bounce out of his I'm throwing picks every game hole and slump that he is in? What will the stadium sound like after the Rams fans were called out by Kelly Stafford, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey on prime time? I can't wait to see tonight. What do you think? It's close. I think it's a close one tonight.
Yeah, I think so. This might be the best game of the weekend.
I agree.
Yeah, we were just talking about this. The division games, aside from the goddamn Patriots, typically turn out to be pretty damn close. And this is it for Stafford, right? He's got to go out there.
No. First year in the offense.
First year in the offense. We're talking about MVP Stafford before the season.
Well, and they'll get killed all off season if they get beaten first. I mean, they went all in to win the Super Bowl. The team put out that tweet, about going all in. See you at SoFi or whatever. If they get beat in the first round by a team in the division, not a good look.
Nope. Yeah, but McVay's a good talker.
He is.
He's very good.
McVay, we had a great start. We had a good thing. We got a lot more things we can add in. As the season went on, we continued to find more chemistry, more gel. We used to be able to get together, and Matthew Stafford and I found out what we liked, what we didn't like, the moments that we didn't appreciate. How are we going to go forward and be better next year? That is what I'm going to do. Flying coach with Schrager a little bit. We'll get a chance to chat with other football players, other football coaches, maybe get more information from these football folks about how we can be better next year. But this first year in the system is what we expected. We still got everybody locked down. We're still feeling good. I'm growing as a play caller. We're growing as an organization. That's what McVay will say all offseason. Everybody be like, yeah, that's 100%. That's the truth. Now, on the other side, Arizona, what happens if they just lay an absolute egg out there? But on the flip side, Arizona can come out tonight absolute buzz.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have Hop, which is a problem. The offense has been very different since they lost him. But Kyler Murray, he's 8-0 in Texas.
That's right.
Through high school. It's because, he enjoys the big moments. He enjoys the bright lights. Top 10 pick in baseball, number 1 pick in football. He is a superstar, and big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments, and now it's our chance to see what Kyler will do and what his legacy will be said during his playoff career. And tonight, I'm excited for tonight, actually.
So am I.
I just got pumped up thinking about it.
And you mentioned it, too. The Cardinals' defense, if Stafford is they have guys, Budda Baker, we'll see what JJ does, Isaiah Simmons, they have guys who, will be hunting big time.
Put that graphic back up that Dirty put together about tonight. I mean, Chandler Jones not being on this graphic is going to piss off Chandler, obviously.
Right.
And Dirty said, hey, listen, he's all the way back. Let's talk about tonight's game. You said Matthew Stafford not throwing picks. Then you obviously said Kyler playing the best game of his life. Schrags is best friends. Schrags, good friend of yours, co-host of yours, best friends with McVay. They host a show together. What is the feeling you think out of Los Angeles? If they lose, it's going to be a loud offseason, isn't it? And I think if Arizona loses, it'll be another year of is this team ever going to really go? What do you think are the big takeaways from tonight's game?
Schrags is super interesting because he's also pretty close with Cliff Kingsbury. So it's almost like that scene in The Good Son where the mom's on the cliff holding Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin's hand. And which one am I going to save? Because I was very curious about who he was going to pick in this one. And he went Rams. I would say, oh, man, McVay's got the number on Cliff Kingsbury. So there's that right away. They've got the firepower. I think if Stafford has a bad game, the Rams can still win, right? They've got the defensive stars. You can rely on their run game. Cooper Kupp's going to crush it as always, Mr. Triple Crown. With the Cardinals side, it's all on Kyler. It's all on his back. And you have James Conner, who has a heel injury that's lingering, and we think he's going to play. I think one of the craziest storylines, what is this, overrated takes Monday?
Overrated. Whoa, what is this? She hates stats.
Get it right.
Overrated takes. Come on, Jay. Overreaction Monday. Okay.
Overreaction Monday is that James Conner doesn't get enough love, and he's one of the best running backs in the game. 18 touchdowns in 15 games is absolutely crazy. He's been the only stable force in this entire team. And if he doesn't look good early, my eyes are going right to James Conner today. What's he going to look like? And then the old guys, Zach Ertz, AJ Green balled out the last time they faced the Rams, so I'm hoping he can do it. I think the Cardinals win because Kyler is going to just put it on his back and make it happen.
And I can't wait to see Kyler in the big moment. I mean, he seems like a guy who always rises to the occasion. Last year, they were so inconsistent. And this year, they had their wins, then they lose J.J. Watt, who's all the way back, and he'll probably have, 4 or 5 sacks tonight.
yeah.
4 or 5, 7, maybe 6, 7.
Six.
He might catch a touchdown tonight, actually.
Absolutely.
He might be playing tight end, not 100% sure. Who do you think is going to win tonight, Tony?
I kind of like the dog. Dogs are not dogs. Cardinals as a dog, I believe, are 6-0 ATS this year, and they are also 8-1 on the road, straight up and ATS. So
What is the spread looking like right now?
3.5.
3.5 for the Arizona Cardinals, who get J.J. Watt back. Will that be a little bit of energy and juice as they fly into SoFi Stadium to take on Matthew Stafford, who has thrown 7 picks in the last 3 games? But that defense of Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and the boys, they have the speed and the ability to trap Kyler Murray and keep him in the well, is how they describe it. Keep him inside and not make, extending, game-changing plays there. It's going to be a good one. I think ESPN's probably rather thrilled that this is the game that they get to showcase.
Yeah, I love this game. Hopefully it's the best one. It does worry me that Kate took the Cardinals, but I think I like the Rams and Matty Stafford kind of putting his junk on the line here and saying, hey, look, I can play quarterback and I can win a playoff game because he never has, right? He's never won a playoff game.
0-3.
So, he's got to win this one. And,
What if he doesn't?
If he doesn't, it's bad.
It's going to be live.
Yeah.
It is going to be live.
Can
tomorrow.
they bring back Odell and Von Miller next year? Do they have the cap space? They don't have a first-round pick.
They'll get it
like
figured
they might.
Yeah, they do smoke and mirrors with their cap.
Yeah.
Right? And it's Los Angeles. And
It's almost as if it doesn't apply to them.
Interesting enough.
well, the cap doesn't apply to a lot of teams. And if we're going to get into this offseason conversation, let's get into it. Some teams have found out how they can just write everybody contracts and it not affect them at all. While other teams are like, well, our cap says. And I want to know, how are you both in the same goddamn league? This team signs 45 free agents to max deals somehow. We'll pay them in 2045, but we'll get this off the books. And other teams are like, well, our cap.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. Can't budge with our cap. And whenever we get towards the end of the season, it's very easy to kind of judge and say what teams could have done or how they could have done things and who they could have signed. But when you talk about the Rams, when they added Von Miller, Von wasn't a necessary game changer. You look at the last couple games, though, Von Miller has been in there on the last play of the game, the last series of the game making plays. Aaron Donald's been there. Jalen Ramsey's been there. Well, the defense not allow Matthew Stafford to lose this game tonight is what a lot of people have to think to themselves. And Kyler Murray is the perfect quarterback that can make something out of nothing. No matter how great the Rams defense is, Kyler can always make some magic. And Kay Adams alluded to it. James Conner has 18 tuds or something like that. If he gets rolling early and they have a play action potential or at least a threat in the box for Kyler to move, maybe, just maybe, with Hurts out there, and A.J. Green out there, and Kyler Murray being a goddamn guy, maybe this is the time the Cardinals get a dub, and that would be heartbreaking for Matthew Stafford and family after going 0-3 in the playoffs thus far.
It feels like we could talk about everyone else on the field, but it comes down to Stafford and Kyler Murray tonight. Because both of these two can turn in games where we're like, what the fuck just happened? And both can light it up.
Who do you got tonight, Cardinals, Rams?
I got Cardinals. Cardinals on the road, man. Rams don't got a ton of faith. I don't have a lot of faith in either of these quarterbacks, honestly, this point in the year. But Stafford, man, he's been giving that ball away late in the year. And defensively, Rams down both starting safeties. Eric Weddle should get a lot of burn out there tonight.
Oh, yeah.
But last week they were terrible in situational football on the defensive side of the ball. And then Sean McVay lost faith in Stafford late. He didn't even try to get a first down. Man, that's embarrassing for a veteran.
Just saving him for the playoffs.
No, yeah, they were at the pool. Sean McVay had his shirt off with the dog, and Matthew Stafford was in the pool. They're like, hey, let's bust out all this.
That shit goes south real quick when you put all the chips in. You go get Von, Odell, and you go one and done in the playoffs. But we'll see. J.J. Watt's back, too.
Hey, great video today. Did you see that?
I saw the video, but we'll see him tonight.
He's going to upstage his brother, too.
Well, yeah, TJ had
exactly.
a good night.
And he'll be, if you guys know like I know, he'll be fresh, ready to go against that interior line.
What does that mean? What does that mean? He'll be fresh.
He works his ass off. He'll be ready. He's been gnawing at the bit.
Who do you got?
I got the Rams.
All right, I got Cardinals plus 3.5. Boom. All right, easy as that. You got Rams minus 3.5. I got Cardinals plus 3.5.